everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'll be teaching you some basics of brush calligraphy. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Let's get started. So in the first segment, let's see what is brush calligraphy. So it is basically you will be writing letters using a brush pen or a felt tip with a flexible tip or an actual brush like the paintbrush thing. So it is different from the actual calligraphy, I mean the vintage style calligraphy where you would be using the nib and the ink. So in this you would just be using a brush pen or a typical brush. Okay, now let's talk supplies. So while we are on the supplies topic, let's talk about the paper first. So here I have used just a printer paper, which is very fine and good for the beginners. So you could practice as much as you want in a printer paper, and that's fine. It's affordable and cheap. So printer paper is the best for the beginners. So if you are not a fan of bleeding part, then I would suggest you try some higher quality brands like the Canson marker paper. But you see, for beginners it doesn't even matter that much, so just keep on practicing in the printer paper itself. So the second thing is the paper must be soft. So printer paper is fine. If you are choosing some other paper, then see to that your paper is smooth enough so that it don't damage your pen tips, and if the paper is hard, it will damage your brush tip markers. So take a note of that. And finally, I would also suggest you using a low absorbent paper so that your pen won't dry soon. So that's it with the paper part. Now let's talk about pens. So talking about pens, I have a few options here which are my favorites, but I will tell you a brand which is affordable for the beginners. But let's first see my favorites here. So these are the Tombow dual tip brush markers. So at the one end you would be having the brush tip, and on the other end it's the felt tip to outline stuff. Basically I don't use this as much as I use this tip. So these pens are so fine that they give you the control to write, and you could actually use these pens as a beginner because it's beginner friendly and it is easy for you guys. But these are quite expensive ones. I would suggest you use a normal brand, which I would be showing now in a bit. So as far as if you want to buy these pens, I would say they are worth it, so you can go for it if you're really into brush calligraphy. So please don't waste your money, okay? So next one is these Tombows. These are also Tombows, but with a small tip. As you could see, the tip is very small. It is a flexible tip, so let's see. So you could see here the difference between the Tombow dual tip brush markers and the small ones. So these are called Tombow fudenosuke. I don't actually know how to pronounce the name, but I will link it down in the description. So go and check it out if you want. So these pens come in 3 options. So this one is the hard tip. This one is the same with a soft tip. Same nib, but it is soft when compared to the hard tip. And the final one is the dual tip. So you have a black on the one end and you have a gray option on the other end. So these come in a set, but if you want to try out only the hard tip or the soft tip, you could buy it separately in online shops, or it's available in Amazon, it's available in Hindustan Trading Center. I would say you go for Hindustan Trading Company, sorry, it's not center, it's Hindustan Trading Company, where you could find all your art supplies. It is a stationery heaven, so please go check it out. I will link it down in description as well. So I have a separate video of it, so if you're interested, you could watch that also. So these are my absolute favorites, the Tombows for brush calligraphy. Then for the affordable brand, so I would say you could use these ones. These are Agile Little Artist twin tip brush pens. These are very affordable, like it cost only 120 rupees, but I think now they have increased the rate a bit. It is 140 or something, even though it's affordable when compared to a single Tombow dual tip marker. So I would definitely suggest beginners to use this brand. So this is also available in Hindustan Trading Company, so check it out. So I will show you how many colors are there inside this box of rupees 120 worth. So there are like 11 colors here. 11 colors here. So you have all the color options and it's beginner friendly. So I will show you how it performs. So see the nib here. This is quite a flexible nib when compared. Can you see it? Yeah, it is quite a flexible tip when compared to the Tombow ones, but for the price, it's worth it, guys. It's worth it. I would say it is definitely worth it. And this is the one end, and it has a broad tip at the other end. So you get the dual option for the price, and it's worth it, man. So I'll show you how it performs. All that it requires is practice, guys. Please don't give up on practicing calligraphy. So calligraphy is basically you need a lot of patience, and that's why it is quite tough, I would say, the patience part. So I really don't have that much patience as everyone does, but still I managed to learn it, so you guys can too. So as you could see, I have written it Agile brush pens with the pens now, so it is quite good, isn't it? So please go and buy this one at first if you're just a beginner. So these are really worth it. And if you want to try the Tombows as well, then go ahead, buy them. They are really worth the money, and yes, have fun. These are all the pen options I could show you. So let's go to the next segment. So guys, in this segment I will tell you how to hold a brush pen or how to use a brush pen. So in brush calligraphy there are only two golden rules. I would say as in accounting it has 3 golden rules. Sorry, I'm an accounting student. So coming back to the video. So see, you have only 2 golden rules in brush calligraphy. One is the thinner upstrokes and the thicker downstrokes. So if you master these 2, then you'll probably master the art of brush calligraphy. So this is it guys. Thinner upstrokes and thicker downstrokes is what is the basis of brush calligraphy. How you hold your pen. Most of them normally hold a pen like this. When you're writing an exam or something, you'll probably hold it like this and you start writing. But in this case, when you're using a brush pen, I would suggest you hold it a little back and at an angle which is probably right for you to place it in the paper, or which in an angle which is better for you to follow the strokes. I would say you keep it a slight of 45 degree. I don't know guys, I'm weak at max, so just hold the pen here, not here. So please don't hold. If you hold it here in your brush tips, and it is not gonna work. See, sometimes it will work, but it is not, how to say, it is not comfortable. So when you hold it here, you would have the freeness when you write it. So as you can see, this is how you do it. So make sure you hold the pen right, which is very important. If you're comfortable holding it here and doing your stuff, then it is okay guys. Whichever is comfortable for you, it is fine. So when it comes to me, this is how I hold my pen. So that's what I want to tell you about while holding your pen. So the second thing is the pressure you use while writing. So the pressure is a very important thing when it comes to brush calligraphy. So for the thinner strokes, you would use a very light pressure, and for the thicker strokes, you would be using a little hard pressure on the tips. So please don't be afraid to press it down hard, because it is a brush tip. It will do the thing and it will not spoil your tips. So don't worry about it. Just focus on your pressure. As long as it's comfortable for you and the pen position, then it is fine. So just go with the flow. I'm just saying my tips here, so just follow whatever is comfortable for you. And the third thing is, it is basically muscle memory guys. If you are writing, so I wrote this word now, but there is this thing called the muscle memory, where your hands automatically slows down the pressure when it comes to the upper strokes, and it automatically gives a lot of pressure when it comes to the down strokes. So calligraphy is basically the thin upstroke and thick downstroke and a bit of a muscle memory guys. So that's it for this segment. Let's move on to the next. So we are at the final part of the video, which is the basic strokes for brush calligraphy. So basically, if you master all these strokes, then you would probably able to write like this. So these are the basic strokes that I want you to try for the beginners. So it is basically how you do the thick down strokes and thin up strokes, but in different angles and different positions. So I would show you how it goes. For this one is a straight line, which has two different thicknesses. One is thin and one is thick. So let's try that. For the thin one, you have to go from down to up, and for the thick one, you have to come from up to down. So this is the first thing you have to practice, and when you're done with this, then slightly narrow down your angle like this. So you would go like this, and with the thick stroke you come down like this. So this is the second one. So this one right here is a tricky one. So this is where you would be it will be kind of difficult. It is a kind of S situation here. So just try it. I would suggest you just try it. Keep on trying. You will get the hang of it. So let's do this. So I have done this a plenty of times, so it's easy for me. So it is not actually easy. This is a tough one, I would say. If you keep on practicing, you will get the hang of it. I promise you that. The next one is the U stroke, which is for probably you would be using it for the I, or in case of J, you go this side. So things like that. These are all the strokes which actually forms the alphabets actually. So let's do. So when you're coming down, you give a lot of pressure, and when you reach this part, it actually goes upright. So you have to lower your pressure as it goes up like this. So if you keep on pressing it like this, then it is not going to be good. So master this as well. So this stroke is where you would use it for the N, the M. So this is also an important stroke. This is just the upside down thing of the U stroke here. So let's try that. So while doing this, you have to apply little pressure while going up, and when you reach the tip, start applying more pressure. So if you keep on doing this, you will get the hang of it, and your muscle memory will be good enough to take control of it. So these are the first 5 basic strokes I would suggest you to try. The next is these ones. These ones are quite tricky, I would say, for beginners. So this is also the same part where you did this one. This is a big thing, and this is a small one. So let's try that. Apply light pressure while going up, and press it down hard when you reach down. So this is that. So the next stroke is where you start joining things. So don't get pressurized here. It is just a pen and a paper, so keep it cool. If it is not working out, keep trying. It will obviously work out. So when I talked about this stroke here, is we'll give a light pressure while going up, and while coming down it's harder pressure. So you're going to master it continuously. So it is light, hard, light, hard, light, hard. This is how you do it. Just pick out a paper and start doing the drills so that you could master brush calligraphy. So now that you have done the smaller part, there is actually this bigger part where you have to join just like this one. So it is a challenge because your hand has to go from here to here, here to here, But when you did this one, there was a gap in between where you don't have to join it, but here you are supposed to join it. So let's try. Thin up strokes, thick down strokes, thin up strokes, thick down strokes, thin up strokes, thick down strokes. Yes. So try this out. Next one is probably used for O, Q, stuff like that. So this is the big one and a small one. Just what you do here is, first in these things, first it was the thin up stroke, right? Here it is actually the thick down stroke that you are going to do first. Then comes the thin up stroke. So thick down stroke, when it reaches the tip, then you have to loosen yourself and give a thin up stroke. Same applies for the smaller one as well. Yes, very good. So, second set of basic strokes are done. So please do it and see and tell me down in the comments if it was worth it. So the last basic strokes are these three ones. These are for the L, this is for the H ones, H, these are for the J ones. These loops are very important, so make sure you master them. So coming to this stroke, it is basically the light thin up stroke and thick down stroke. So when it comes to this step, you have to slow down the pressure here and start to press down the pressure as you come down. So let's do this again. Thin up stroke with lighter pressure and press down harder when it comes down. The same applies for this, where you have to go in this kind of loop, for like how you would draw a H, write a H. So you go a little up, and when you reach this point, press down harder. So lighter up stroke, thicker down stroke. So done there. Then the last one is the J loop, where it is a thick down stroke. Then when you reach the tip, slow down the pressure and go for a thin up stroke. So that is it guys for the basic strokes. Then I will show you my crazy drills. These are the crazy drills that I would suggest you to try out, so that you could practice the muscle memory here. So basically it is all the strokes which we have done here, done in the basic strokes. I will show you. So this thing is the S continuously in this manner, and this thing right here is these strokes we did before, and these are also the loops which we done earlier. So the loops, and these are also the loops. So try that as well. I'll show you how I do this. So thin up stroke, thick down stroke, thin up stroke, thick down stroke, thin up stroke, thick down stroke, thin up stroke, thin, thick down stroke, and thin up again. So this is how you master brush calligraphy. So I suggest you to try out the others as well. That is it for this video. I have shown you all the basic strokes and my crazy drills. I suggest you to try it out, and once you finish trying out, you would be able to do all the letters as I have shown here. So as you could see, I have small arrows. Can you see? Small arrows to show you the posture, how it comes down and goes up again, then comes down again, then goes up again. I have numbered each of them. So let me know in the comments if you want these basic alphabet sheets where I have the guidelines, like how to go with each stroke. Let me know in the comments. I will link it down below in the next video maybe. If you want it, then let me just know. Maybe I would link it down in the description, or you could probably search it down in the internet. There are loads of options available. Just go to Pinterest, type brush calligraphy practice sheets, and you have plenty of options. Just download, print it out, try it out and master it yourself. So that is it, guys. So that is the end of the video. So I've told you what is brush calligraphy. I have shown you my supplies, my favorites and beginner friendly supplies. Then I have shown you how to hold your pen and the angle you should be using, and also I have shown you the basic strokes that will help you to master your brush calligraphy skills. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful, and suggest something if you want to learn. Maybe I would make a video about it and help you out, guys. So make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button and join me in my stationery world. Until then, it's bye from Pooja.